Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.
All right, mother factors, welcome to Fact You, a show that could give a fact. I'm one of your hosts, Ray Hazen Jr. With me, my good buddy, you know him, Jason. And today we have a very special guest, John.
Yeah, so my name is John, otherwise known as Fred, back in my younger years, good times. Spent the last 22 years in the military with a little bit of broken time in between. I started off in the Marine Corps in 1994, got out of the Marine Corps in 2004, did some stuff on my own in between 2004 and 2010, at which time I went back into the military and decided to go into what is known as the 18 X-ray program in the Army, which is the special operations side of the house. And I did that for pretty much the last 12 years or so. So that's where I'm at today. And now I'm just a retired vet, 100% disabled, and preaching the truth to all those out there that don't think that they know what's going on, but they really don't.
Fuck yeah, man.
Very true. Thank you for your service, my man. Did you say special ops?
Well, I mean, you can call it that. There really is. Special ops is kind of an overarching umbrella that covers a lot of different fields. Pretty much any military unit in the military, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, can be brought underneath the special operations umbrella at any point in time.
Right.
But my main claim to fame was, yes, working strictly for different types of units that, put foot to ass in what we like to call the Lord's work, if you will.
Did you know anything about? Geez, I swear to God, you speak Russian, don't you?
Da, я говорю по-русски, чуть-чуть.
That is
Really?
freaking amazing.
Yeah,
I speak muy poquito español.
yeah. Here, man. I mean, it's funny. That's kind of a weird topic with me, anyways, when we're talking Russian and things of that nature, because back in 1996, when I was on deployment in the Marine Corps, I was in a reconnaissance unit for the Marine Corps. I'm not going to say which one or where it was or anything of that nature, but everybody's familiar with reconnaissance Marines. We were the first actual naval warship to go up into the Black Sea since the fall of the Iron Curtain. And so we actually went up in the Black Sea and ported in Odessa. And that was the beginning of a very unique relationship that panned out all the way up until where we're at today, where we would go in and we established a foothold and a relationship with the Ukrainian army and started training these guys to better prepare themselves and equip themselves both tactically, mentally, and physically, in the case that something might arise later on down the road and they needed to be able to defend themselves accordingly. And so, coming fast forward to where we're at today, I've spent probably in my entire military career about 46 months in the Ukraine training individuals to put foot to ass. And that's pretty much what they're doing right now, with the caveat being, I am a sole 100% person that stands with that red flag at the front of the march, and I say, you know what? The number one thing you learn not to do in the military is leave your buddies behind. Come hell or high water, if you have the gut to go in there and do what you're going to do, train people and things of that nature, when the shit hits the fan, pardon my French, the last thing you do is you don't support them. You don't do that. You support your guys to the end. And, I honestly, personally, my opinion, and I'm sure the guys that know me and maybe hear this, they would 100% agree. there's no reason why we wouldn't be over there right now doing what we need to do to make shit happen, you know. And a little inkling inside of me, I don't know where it came from. I just have a little inkling that there's probably some people over there doing that are not, you know, you hear the news articles and things that talk about people that are going to
like the Boogaloo Party and whatnot. Yeah.
I have an inkling inside of me, just a little itch, little birdie on my shoulder, so to speak, that says, you know, we actually are doing some things over there. I think, my opinion, obviously, but it needs to be at a larger scale. It really does. We need to, you know, if we're willing to put boots on the ground for a, you know, ill-fated invasion of Iraq or Iraq, however you want to call it, Afghanistan, you know, working in Africa in the 90s, you know, through Rwanda and doing the Houthis and the Tutsis fighting, things of that nature. But you're not willing to step forward and put your feet on the ground with a nation that you've actually been training for the better part of the last close to 20 plus years.
Yeah, a couple decades. Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it kind of gets under my skin, and I kind of think, you know,
I would love
to be on the administration, but I can't, you know, I'm not a Biden supporter. A lot of people in the military, I'm going to say it because nobody else will, are not fucking Biden supporters. The thing is, and I kind of look back on it. Yeah, right. I kind of look back on it and I look at like I call it the deconstruct. We're not moving forward, we're moving backwards at a very fast rate. You know, people will bitch about the gas prices and inflation and all this, but you know, if you're old enough, you'll remember Jimmy Carter. So Jimmy Carter, we're literally reliving Jimmy Carter. Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Inflation is high, gas is high. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just my 2 cents on that. I don't mean to get off the topic with you guys.
I've heard that too. That's not the first time I've heard this. This is like the second Jimmy Carter 2.0 or whatever
it is.
You like to call it. You know,
it is. It literally is. I mean, this guy's just a whole lot dumber, and a whole lot fucking weirder. You know, he likes to smell hair and touch kids, which is weird to me. But you know,
yeah, we're gonna get into that. We'll get into that.
I hope we do, man. Because you catch somebody like myself out there smelling some kid's hair, I'm going to fucking clink, bro.
Yeah, if you don't get shot, you know.
The kid's hair thing that trips me out. I mean, sniffing hair. I've known people with some weird fucking turn-ons. So I mean, if you like sniffing hair, I mean, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, but
dude. Like, have at it.
Yeah, but don't
leave the kids out of it, dude.
Don't do it in a fucking press conference where all the cameras of the world are on you, and you're just like,
all right, don't tell anybody.
That's nice.
Don't tell anybody, guys. But I have sniffed hair before.
Really?
Yeah, but you're talking about beard hair.
Kind of hair.
He likes to sniff beard hair.
Oh,
hey, come sniff my beard hair, man, baby. Come on.
Back. You know, I'll send you after the show, Fred. I'm going to send you a link.
I think I need to get you
Yeah, I need something. I'll tell you what. I'll send you a link that shows you the percentage of fecal matter contained in a beard.
Oh, man, that's if you don't wash them up. You know what I'm saying? That's like telling me you wipe your ass 5 times in a day and you don't wash your hands. Guess how much fecal matter's on your fucking hand, man?
Yeah, you gotta learn it under your
fingernail. Figure out why you got fucking pink eye.
Yeah. All right, so I want to back on topic.
Yeah, for sure.
Fred.
Ask me questions.
Something I wanted to ask your opinion on about the Ukraine and whatnot is this East Ukrainian narrative that I keep catching. I checked various news sites, BBC, MSN, blah 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 blah, and it seems like the narrative now is going towards the East Ukraine and they're liberating it. Do you have any?
That the Russians are liberating the East Ukraine?
Yeah, because they're Russian. Because they're saying that those people in the eastern part of the country want to be part of Russia.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the architecture over there is very unique. It's like any other. You got to peel back the onion on a lot of this stuff because
right.
And a lot of this, I mean, I'm not saying your listeners probably don't peel back the onion. I'm sure they do, but there's a lot of stuff, especially when we start dealing with like other countries, especially former Russian sovereign pieces of land, because realistically, a lot of people have two sides of this. They'll say, the Ukraine during the Iron Curtain was part of Russia. A shitload of those countries were part of Russia. That was just the way it was. And then after everything fell, Gorbachev came in and the wall came down. They all kind of segued and went on their own and stuff like that. But East Ukraine, you're going to have separatists no matter where you go. So
yeah,
look at the U.S. The U.S. is a prime example. We've got the most division we've ever had in our country in history right now.
Easily.
Yeah, very easily. So if you could literally, you can cut the tension on a daily basis with a fine-tooth comb on what's going on, because it only takes some Antifa guys and some right-wing guys to be in a parking lot to just let shit erupt, and it just goes gangbusters. Ukraine is no different. You're going to have people that do want to go back to the old school mentality, and these are a lot of those older guys, my dad's age and stuff, that grew up under that. That's the customs and courtesies and cultures that they're used to. They want to go back to that. Then you're going to have the newer guys that want to break away and be their own thing. I hate to say it, if you look across the world, you look at Japan, Indonesia, even look at China, look at Russia, for example. All these countries mimic how we are here in the U.S. They really, really do. There was, the Japanese had the big fad with the Coca-Cola machines and
That's a really, really good point, dude.
It is. They all get infatuated with how we live in the U.S. because, quite frankly, and a lot of people bag on the U.S. I've been all over the world for the majority of my life. I lived in Malaysia. I went to an international school for high school in Malaysia. This is by far, this is the best place on the fucking planet. And I say that very strongly because you could take your average homeless person that you see on the streets, because, there's a lot of people, especially in Phoenix, man. I'm in Phoenix right now and I see homeless people everywhere. It's a fucking travesty. Fucking travesty. But case in point, you can take those homeless people and put them up against the people that live in the rural parts of Afghanistan. Those homeless people have it better than those people that are living in Afghanistan.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're still getting that check. They're still, they can get Medicaid. They get all that shit.
They have access to some sort of
They have
food.
a lot of access. And here's what really chaps me, and you probably have to edit some of this stuff because I'll go off on 37 different tangents, man, just so you know. But it's
go, dude.
Right.
And it's all the back brief on that. The back brief on that is, in I don't even know if Jason is. I mean, so in 2013, I was in Afghanistan. I was in RC South. I was over at the Arghandab River, and we were clearing an area. We found a fucking giant ass IED that was buried in the ground. My buddy Dan Grube came over. We marked it and everything. We brought in Navy EOD, showed him where the IED was. We had a big old VS-17 panel, which is 4 foot by 4 foot, bright orange on one side, bright pink, fuchsia pink on the other. Laid it down over the top. Don't fucking walk here. Guy walks in, detonates the IED. My buddy got fucking medevac. I got knocked the fuck out. So my brain kind of that's one of my unfortunate. Yeah. So luckily it was a low order. So a low order is when the explosive does not reach its highest point of detonation because it got wet. So it's just got more push than it has blast, right? But the concussion is still there. So I got my noodle scrambled pretty goddamn good, man. That's obviously one of the big percentages I got when I got out. So I'll hear I'll have something come in my mind and I just have to get it out, because if I hold it, it'll be gone. It'll be a fugazi. You know what I'm saying? So.
I have that problem too, because I smoke a lot of weed. So
yeah, I was gonna say, dude, I do dabs all the time, so I don't remember shit.
Hey, it's all good, dude. It's all good. For me, it's a pain in the ass because ever since I've been in the military, I've been on it, just sharp, boom, boom, boom. I went through
that's what you wanted to do, dude. You were
man.
all about it.
Yeah, I was all about it. I went from I remember the shit we used to do when we were kids. We were.
Just so everybody knows, Fred and I have known each other since you're older than me. 15. I was 15. You were 16, I think.
Yeah, we were. I think because I went to my sophomore year of high school was overseas, and I came back, and you and I met up in the junior year.
Yeah, yep. I was a sophomore, and you were a junior.
Yep.
And
we did some fucking. It's epic. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I don't want to put you on blast, man. But I mean, literally, a book could be written about the shit that we had.
I was just gonna say you should do some memoirs,
and it's fucking crazy because
you definitely should do a memoir book.
I don't want to fucking hijack your show, but I want to tell you the story that I tell this story to everybody. I'll never forget this.
By all means.
I mean, this is like one of the most like come to Jesus moments I ever had in my life. Jason and I have done some fucking off the wall shit together, but the first time I ever did acid. Jason had picked me up. He had a old 80s model white Thunderbird. And he picked me up and he's like, hey, man, you want to do some acid?
It was like a 91.
Yeah. 91. Yeah. And so he picks me up. He's like, hey, you want to do some acid? And I was like, man, I've never done any of that before, you know. And he's like, just take half, you know. So he's like, he hands me the tab, and I was like, I just took the whole thing. And I'll never forget it. We're driving down Lake Berryessa, and I'm looking out the window, and like everything just popped. Boop! And I was like, holy shit. The most calming, awesome kickback experience. And after that, I mean, it was almost a fucking weekly thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of lived on 8th Street, man, for a while there.
Oh, dude, we used to run down. Another great story. We took that old shitty Volvo that had that 240 Robin Eggshell blue Volvo, and we had that 6-foot graphics bong in the back. Remember, it was leaning up. Yeah. And we went down to Hay Street, and we would score like the fucking sheet for $100, and then come back. And then we got pulled over. We were with Glenn Webster. We got pulled over in the car, and I had it in that Sucrets tin. Remember this?
And we had that video camera too, dude. Do you remember that?
Yes.
It was one of those old school video cameras that worked on a cassette tape.
Yeah, and the cop pulls us over, and he's looking at me in the
Opens
back.
it up.
Like, yeah, he takes my Sucrets tin, and I'm like, fuck, we're going to prison right
dude,
now.
We're fucked.
We're done. He opens it up, flips through it, closes it, hands it back to me, and Jason's like, what the fuck just happened?
he picked the acid up, dude, and he was looking for weed, and he put it back in, and I was like, oh, that cop's gonna start tripping in like an hour or so. Let's get the fuck out of here right now, dude.
It was so nuts. We ended up going to the fucking elementary school park and hanging out at night, fucking frying balls, man. Yeah, it was a good time, man. We did a lot of crazy shit. We did a lot of crazy shit. Man.
So
I had to get that out of my system.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. We can always do it with a good story around here. Everyone loves to laugh, right?
That's right. But yeah,
so anyway,
I spent a lot of time in the Ukraine, man. So that's just kind of my big topic, honestly. I'm not real key on the, when we talk about like things like Supreme Court nominee and stuff like that. I really don't get involved with that shit because when it gets to that level, the 100 fucking senators that are up there voting, it's going to be a majority vote anyways. So, I think we're sitting 48, 52 or 49, 51 right now. I think 51 Republicans and 49 Democrats or something like that. I think is where we're at currently, if I'm not mistaken. My numbers are right.
I think it's a 50-50 split, isn't it?
Nah,
it's really, really close. I'm not sure.
They're down by 1. I can tell you.
Okay.
I'm fucking G money on this fucking weird shit when it comes to these guys. Yeah, so our U.S. Senate right now, you're looking at the majority party, which is the party in power, has 48 seats. The minority party has 50, and there are 2 vacancies right now, which are unaccounted for. So that's what they're doing. But yeah. But I don't get involved with that stuff because once it gets to that level, man, you should have known the senator you're voting for, honestly.
Well,
you don't.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's how it is now. I mean, shit. Look where I live, dude. Fucking Pelosi is my fucking no.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No. Exactly. That's one of the reasons why
that's a sad thing,
man. Moving.
I mean, shit. I was born and raised in California, man. I was born in San Mateo, grew up in the Bay Area. family moved up to Napa Valley. You know, I think I was what, second or third grade, something like that. And so I grew up in California, and it just blows my mind. It's so fucking just. It's almost like for me, it's like an emotional roller coaster, man. Because I shit you not, man. I can remember walking in to the Ace Hardware in St. Helena, California.
Yeah.
Buying
Steve's.
an AR-15. Just fucking buying. I was 18 years old, just turned 18. In fact, he was with me. Bought an AR-15. Walked out with it.
You sold your bike. You sold your bike.
Yeah.
And we hitchhiked to Napa, and Fred just walks in the gun shop and buys an
AR-15 and walks out, man, with 30-round magazine, a whole 9 yards, no harm, no foul. Have a nice day, go have fun. So we went out and shot at turkey buzzards, you know.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
And now,
good old days.
And now you can't even. Good luck fucking owning a handgun that has any ass to it that holds more than 7 rounds. You know, that's ridiculous. Or you have to buy an AR-15 that has like these stupid little trigger locks and shit like that. And you know, I was talking to an old buddy of mine, Eric Ion, that lives up in Polk Valley, and this was probably a year ago or so. And I said to him, you know what really cracks my fucking skull on this shit is any trained marksman that has been to like a sniper type school, military sniper, sharpshooter type school. Not a sniper. You have to go to a sniper school, but you learn how to manipulate that bolt so fast. I promise you, even though you know you take a Model 700, which is basically the Marine Corps bases all their platforms off the Model 700 action. They're custom built out of Quantico, but you take what's called a Badger Ordnance magazine, which will hold like 10 rounds of freaking 308 in it very easily. You can get even bigger ones if your bag will support it, so that you can actually get up over on the target. But you run into that ground defect, obviously, with the magazine hitting the ground, which you don't want.
Right.
But I can manipulate that bolt so fast and so quickly with that 1.5 pound trigger that it will sound almost like a fully automatic weapon, because all we're doing is throwing that bolt. Because if you notice on any type of precision weapon that's a bolt action, you've got this massive knob on the back, right? A lot of people think that knob's just there to grab and throw. That knob is not there to grab and throw. That knob is weight. So if I flick it up with my thumb and slam it home with my thumb, it rides, and it rides quick, because we got about 16 ounces of weight on that son of a bitch. So it'll just throw that bolt back home, and then I can re-engage and engage another target with, like, usually they call them split-second follow-up. So I might be able to re-engage a target within like a 0.50 of a split second. Boom, boom, just really, really quick. You can rack them off faster than you can with a semi-automatic. Any trained marksman can do that.
Yeah.
So a hunting rifle, in my eyes, is just as lethal as an assault rifle. And I don't even like to call them assault rifles, because really what they are is they're sporting rifles, because they hold hands.
That's what we get, us citizens. We get
citizens. Hey, citizens weren't meant to own citizens rifles, man. They need to be able to own military grade equipment.
Amen, brother.
Agreed.
I want a tank for my birthday, dude.
I wouldn't want a fucking tank, not with gas at fucking diesel running at 569.
I just want a cannon.
I'll change that thing to biodiesel. I'll just go to McDonald's to fucking Burger King and fill up. Bam, bam, bam.
No, I'm cool. I just want a cannon, just like with the balls,
like a howitzer or something.
Yeah, just like a cannon. Boo! Like the pirates used to have. You just. Shh. Like a cannon, literally shooting the balls, bro.
Hey, take that to the dome, baby.
Nowhere does it say that you can't own a cannon. I want a cannon.
Absolutely. But
so anyway, I'm looking at a map right now. According to BBC News, speaking of which, it used to be really funny because, like, hell, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, like, if you wanted real news, you would go to fucking Russian news to get like
RT.
Yeah, Russian
RT.
television.
Yeah, I used to love that news channel.
and if nothing else, maybe some other European station, you know. And
I used to feel BBC was okay too, but like I really don't know if I trust any of them anymore. I trust like the Daily Wire, and that's one of the few things I trust.
And that's, you know, for me, like I was telling Jason, I think it was yesterday, I was talking to him. Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I was telling him, man, I watch all news agencies. Every single
Yeah, you
one.
got to though.
You know,
you got
and
it.
I'll watch everything from Al Jazeera, Fox, CNN.
That's right. We were talking about Al Jazeera.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
and right now, they're like the most legit one.
Yeah. They really are. If you pay attention to them, and here's what's weird about Al Jazeera. Granted, it is a Muslim broadcast, right? The one, I mean, and this is another fucking thing that kind of bites me a little bit. Actually, it bites me a lot. Is like, like
just run it all out, Fred.
Spend a lot. Yeah, I will. But I just don't want to offend anybody. Because they'll be like, this fucking goddamn anti-American. That's the farthest I am. I'll tell you that right now. But working with the Muslim people in Afghanistan and Iraq, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, dude. My hat is off to those motherfuckers. Never in my life, and I mean, I get a little choked up thinking about it. I only experienced this in fucking Iraq and Afghanistan. When we would get in contact with like Taliban or ISIS guys, just, you know, whoever we're fighting, depending on the area of operation.
The baddies, right?
The combatives.
The baddies.
These guys would literally put themselves in the line of fire and take the fucking hit to protect us. I was fucking amazed. And that's because they have, a lot of these guys, especially in Afghanistan, you have a bunch of different type of Muslim religions, right?
Yeah.
You're saying, real quick, you're saying the civilians would get in the way and help protect you?
No. I'm talking about the military guys, the Afghan military.
Right.
They would take the hit. They would literally get in front and take the hit, and you'd be like, what the fuck? You know, like they would lay down their life for you because they have it's called you've got the Pashtuns, which are like the largest religious group. So you have the Pashtuns, and then you have these other offshoots of Muslims and stuff like that. But Pashtuns are the same ones that, if you've ever watched that movie, the Lone Survivor movie, right? Pashtuns are the ones that took him in and like hid him from the Taliban, right? So they're super dedicated. Like they will, if you give yourself to them, they're going to lay down their life for you. Nobody in fucking America is going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm serious. No, I'm serious, dude.
Well,
I mean,
no perfect strangers. I mean, family shit like you and I would.
Even family. You've met families where, you know, they go to the fucking funeral and it's like, well, better you than me.
Don't do this in front of them. Don't do it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, man. It's
totally.
And that's a culture thing. And so, like, it
is a culture thing.
It is. My hat's off to those guys, man, because, you know, they get the shit under the stick because the extremists that did all the shit that they did to us, some of it which I can agree with, and some of which I think is a little bit fucking make believe, if you know what I mean. But the extremists, the way that they did shit to us, you know, those dudes were willing to fucking sacrifice themselves for us. You know what I mean? But they still get the shit under the stick because, like, my father-in-law, prime example, man, fuck those Muslims, fuck them all, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, man, it ain't like that. You know, that ain't the way it is, because war's not like that. War doesn't pick sides as far as, like, you're bad, you're good, you're bad, you're good.
You're blue, you're red, you're blue, you're red.
Right. You're just a fucking pawn on the battlefield. I don't care if you're a regular military dude, if you're a special operations guy, I don't give a shit. If you're not a general sitting back in the rear being the United States and doing all your shit via radio and SATCOM, you're a fucking pawn on the chessboard, brother. And hopefully you can make it through the chessboard to get to the queen. If you can't, too bad, so sad, loved you like a brother, we'll fucking see you on the other side. But that's the reality of it, you know. Just because people like myself get extra training and extra special accoutrements and stuff like that, cool equipment, that doesn't make us a better fighter than anybody else. Doesn't make me a better fighter than you, doesn't make me a better fighter than you. You know, it's just, that's just the way that plays out. And at the end of the day, when you meet people that literally come from nothing and are so happy that you're there helping them, that they're willing to just be like, fuck it, you're not taking the bullet, I am, is like one of those things.
That's, yeah, dude.
It's one of those fucking things where you literally, you have to question what the fuck is going on. What is the overall arcing construct that we're dealing with here? Because,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I've done a lot of soul searching, man, on all this shit. And
man,
looking back as a kid,
right.
because Raymond, how old are you?
I'll be 40 in like 9 days or something.
You and Jason are about the same. Jason's a little over 40.
I'm 45.
You're 45.
And you're what? 48?
48. Yep. As of today, mother effer.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, man.
You know what?
Another Aries, huh?
Yeah, he's an Aries, and he
fire sign, baby.
He's of Aries, and he went on full warrior mode. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Right.
Dang, man. And I was thinking about this ever since I saw that. You know, I get those alerts that pop up on my phone and stuff, right? And so I got this alert, you know, Fox News, Biden food prices going up. So I clicked. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about, right? And I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, well, that's going to be a thing, because you've got diesel inflation, you've got gas inflation, you've got regular inflation, you've got, you know, I don't buy into the bullshit that, you know, Ukraine produces all this. Ukraine does produce that. There's no doubt in my mind. But guess what? It's not coming to us, baby. We produce the majority of all the wheat and corn in the fucking world. We are the mass producers.
Yeah.
Go to the Mideast and see it all. You know, it's everywhere. Go where I live in North Carolina. There's soybeans and corn. You can't throw a stick without hitting the goddamn cornfield. You know, that's what makes it fierce out there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
I think Nebraska is just one big cornfield, isn't it?
I think it is.
The whole state.
I think they should reshape the state to look like a big corn dick. You know?
It's called slog. Oh, that's great.
That's right. You know that's what I'm saying, man. But it's one of those things. Like, and I think all of us can actually look back at it and say, I can remember growing up as a kid, right? I don't give a shit about inflation, first of all, because inflation is just going to happen. This is the way it is. So, but the regular construct that I'm talking about, look back as when you were a kid, right? Your parents probably lived in a neighborhood, or you guys lived in a neighborhood, whatever the case may be. You knew who your neighbors were. You played with the neighbor kids, right? Mm-hmm. People used to have barbecues and block parties, and everybody was cool with everybody else. Fast forward to today's time, right? People don't want to know their neighbor. People, they've allowed themselves, and I hate to say it because of these, they've allowed.
It's 100% technology.
They've allowed themselves
to
become chained by their government, because this right here in today's generation, and I did this to my daughter. She's 13 years old. She acted up. I took her phone away for 2 weeks. You would have thought I locked her in a dark closet and gave her no food.
Dad,
she was off the rails, which immediately started putting up the prickly heat on the back of my neck. I said, this is not a good thing.
Why is this response happening?
They are so plugged in. This right here is like the old George Orwell 1981. This right here, takes your brain and focuses it on this. That's all you're doing. You're getting all your information off of media that has already been censored. And how quick are you to get checked by a younger generation person? If you tell them something, they're going to Google it. Well, and Google it says this on Wikipedia. Man, fuck off, man. Were you there? No, you weren't. I was. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucking...
We've already disavowed Wikipedia and
Google.
And Google.
Here's the thing. this is the slide that we're going into right now.
Yes,
Down this slide,
Oh, yeah.
right?
It's the authoritarian
And it gets deeper.
liberty.
And it gets deeper, man. I tell you, like, I go deep in the weeds with shit. I'll think and stew over stuff.
Let's dig on in, brother.
So, we'll dig on in. We'll open up the mind of John, right? So, anyways, with that, take into context, when you were a kid, did you go fishing?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. How many kids go fishing today?
Dude, well,
Not very many. Probably
handfuls.
I grew up on Lake Berryessa, so that's not
How
really
many
fair.
families? I mean, when you guys were younger, did your parents or your grandparents ever plant like vegetables in the backyard or anything like that?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We
Matter of fact,
had like a 30 by 40 yard fucking garden, dude.
Yeah.
My grandparents had a little garden, a little mini orchard actually with some trees. And matter of fact, in my 5th grade class, we had to do a greenhouse. So it's like that was another thing we did in school. You know?
Awesome. Right?
Yeah.
These are good, wholesome things that people need to know growing up so that they can be self-sufficient.
They
right?
don't now though.
No, that's what I'm going to.
No.
And then you look at it like me. I am a avid hunter, man. Every hunting season, I always go to Colorado to pull a bull. I always fucking hunt my backyard. I've got 175 acres. I will go out and do deer hunting. You know, I'm all about self-sufficient and self-reliance. People have become so constructed around being able to run down to the grocery store, grab some meat. Run down to the grocery store,
Yes.
grab some vegetables.
Yes.
That's just another form of control. Because once
Yes, it
you
is.
fall into line doing that, it's really a hard pull for you to come out of that and be like, well, I'm going to go grow my own shit. No, you're not, because you don't know fucking how. You know why you don't know how? Because they don't teach that shit anymore. And your
Exactly.
parents
Well, it's
never
all-
fucking touch you. It's a dying thing.
That's all part of what the government is trying to do too. They want everyone more, under their control,
Right.
more dependent upon them.
Right.
Whether it's for money,
Yep.
your drugs, your
100%,
education, your food, everything. If you're dependent on them, you're going to be more obedient.
100%. And that's where I'm at, man. I mean, because there's been like cases, and I'm not going to name any cases, but there's been times when I was in the military, and it's not just, I'm going to count them on 2 hands. It's been, I'd need like a couple set of hands and a couple set of feet to count all the times where we've questioned, like, hey man, should we be doing this?
Yeah.
And that-
I
But that's-
imagine you'd have to. I imagine.
And that's the
yeah.
thing, because here's the problem. Because once you get put in to that situation, it's not like you can. It's a lot of people be a lot of. How do I word this right so I don't fucking sound like an asshole?
Oh,
A
I
lot
know
of people-
exactly what
A lot
you're
of people
saying.
think that like you get it put into a situation in the military, and then you start to fucking see the construct of everything. And you're like, oh well, are we doing the right thing? You can't say no. There's no turning around. There's no, I'm not going to fucking do this. It doesn't
Right.
work like that. You do what you do, because at the end of the day, not to sound very callous, it's not personal.
It's a job. It's a
a
job.
Yeah.
And if you push back on your job, especially when you get to the level of shit that we were doing, if you push back, have a nice fucking time, because you're not going to enjoy the rest of your fucking life. That's just how it works.
You're not gonna have a good time.
You're not going to have a good time. It's not like you're going to be waterboarded or anything like that, but you're definitely going to be living out. You're going to be out, and you're going to be fucking figured out on your own. With probably you're going to get fucking red flags, which means you're going to be your name's going to get run through the dirt.
Or you're gonna
You
get
won't get
smoked.
waterboarded, but you'll get what I like to be called dirt dicked.
You'll
You'll
get
thrown
dirt
out.
Yeah, you will.
You
Get
get thrown out, and you're.
And
you'll
everybody
be in the
knows.
dirt.
I mean, everybody that does the line of work that we do. They all know this. They're not stupid, man. And they just suck it up and they fucking drive forward. And that's why you see a lot of these guys coming out. I'm no different. Where when you get out and you're retired, a lot of things start to come to the forefront, and you're like, "Fuck, man, what can I do to make a fucking difference?" If you look at the average group of people that have worked in any type of special operations field, I don't care what branch it is, most of these people, when they get out, right, they don't go move to a big city. They don't go move in an apartment complex. They go off the grid, literally off the grid.
Don't want nothing to do with that shit.
They don't want nothing to do with it. They want to live a cash life. Just leave me alone. I'm going to do my own thing. And I did the same thing. I moved out into the sticks of North Carolina. And my wife was a little irritated. She was, like, oh shit, are we doing this? We got some chickens. We did all that, and
Yeah.
maybe we fought a couple just for sport. I don't know, but it was good times.
Animals are animals. Yeah. Okay.
They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Dogs are gonna fight, chickens are gonna fight, people are gonna fight. It's just the way it is. But I really think that the American population has just allowed themselves to. They got away from the roots, man.
Yeah.
They did. Got away from the roots.
I agree.
They really did. And I think the best thing anybody can do if they've got kids is to take your kids and take them fishing, take them camping, teach them about the outdoors, teach them what it means to be self-reliant. Take them outside. Don't let them be plugged into this. Take them outside. Teach them archery. Teach them how to shoot a rifle. Just get them schooled up, man. Basic survival skills. How do I read a map? How do I use a compass? How do I plant? Those are tools that are literally going to be just gone in 20, 30 years if we keep going the way we're going. People aren't going to know that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
go out and buy a Boy Scout handbook and take your kids out and teach them all that stuff. It's all good stuff to learn, and then they don't have to spend time with the scout manager. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to now you don't have to spend time with the scout manager, and plus you get a fucking good
scout leader or whatever, right?
Get a bonding relationship with your kids.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that, if people really want to take back the country, you need to take back your ability to be self-reliant.
Yep.
Because once you're self-reliant, you're not going to be reliant on your government. That's it, man. That is the fucking red line in the sand. Like, we can keep going forward and, pointing fingers and doing this and that, but really, it's up to us to make change. And it's not a warfare change. It's not a civil war. It's not any bullshit like that people want to turn around. It is literally making the change block by block, house by house, family by family.
Financially.
It's a societal, cultural change. It's
Absolutely.
just us deciding to we're not going to be dependent upon you anymore.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is.
But
you're 100% right.
The drawback with this is, they make it so easy. Because I'll tell you what, I'm in the same boat, man. It's very easy to get convoluted by the government. You get a free check in the mail, a couple of $1,000. Ooh, wow.
I'm buying a hot tub.
Shit, I'm going to go buy some,
Yes.
It's so easy to get sucked into the fucking rabbit hole, because everybody wants that easy piece. Everybody loves to get that.
Yeah.
I myself included. I love it.
Give me that cheddar,
Give me that cheddar, man. Right. But really, we're allowing ourselves to let greed take over reality. Because once you spend that couple of grand on an Xbox and Doritos, you're still in the same fucking hole you were in before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
when that cheese sorts, and then what happens when they take that cheese away? Dry that source up.
That's right.
You're gonna not only you're not gonna be able to survive,
you don't know what to do.
right? And it's kind of like with the jab, when they put that out. Oh, you can't go to work unless you get it now. What do you think people are gonna do? They're gonna go get the fucking thing.
Get the jab.
And now,
I never got it.
I never got it.
Ouchie.
You guys are. I know you guys are probably against the jab. I got all the jabs. I've got them all, but I got them while I was in the military.
Yeah, because you
and
had to.
Honestly, I got jabbed, man. But honestly, and we were. I want to say we were the test beds because we were getting jabbed.
You were.
In
I knew
November. No, we got jabbed in November of 2020.
Yeah, I got sick in December of 2020 before you seen anything on the news about it.
So we got jabbed with the Pfizer fucking deal, and they do it by I'm gonna blow the top off the military. I don't give a shit, but they do it by tiers. So they have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 is all your fucking heavy hitters, That's your tier 1 operators. Tier 2 is like your in-between guys, your Ranger battalions, your fucking Force Recon guys, stuff like that. Tier 3 is your regular fucking military. Tier 4 is like
prison. Prison's got tiers also.
Yep, same thing. Yeah. And the military literally is like you're getting. It's like a prison, but you're being paid, and you get some cool skills. But it's the same thing.
Right.
And
There's no butt fucking going on though. There's no butt fucking. No butt fucking.
You get to make shit go.
I mean,
boom.
unless you want it to happen,
So,
I guess.
I mean, that is
Right.
kind of a perk. If you get to make shit go fucking boom.
Yeah.
Fuck, if you can make shit go boom, I probably never left prison, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm staying here.
No, like for real,
That's
man.
what that's what
I got
happened
all
to Fred.
I got all my jabs, man. I got all my jabs and everything. You know, I took the initial, the secondary, and I got a booster. I never got sick. Never fucking, you know. And people freak out about, you know, the deal of like, oh, well, you know, it's RNA. Fucking, you know what? There's like 37 other viruses that we have vaccines for that are RNA fucking replicated as well. So it's not like a new technology.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about
Right.
something that's actually pretty freaky, talk about the anthrax fucking vaccines we were taking in the early 90s. I've never been sicker in my life. I literally thought I was going to fucking die, man. I was plugged up to 2 IVs, just about to go on a fucking ventilator. It was bad because they were trying to, what they were doing is they were using the 1950s vaccine, right?
Oh,
which was-
shit, and it was a different strain, huh?
No, it's not a different strain. They needed it to be against chemical warfare grade anthrax, which is not the fucking grade that you're going to find in a cow that breathes on you or spits on you, right? The parts per million are amplified by about 16 million. So you're literally, so the shots that they have to give you to actually become immune to that are pretty fucking horrific, man. So it was one of those
Yeah.
things.
I don't want that. It sounds like a big owie. And I'm
It's a
gonna
big
say
owie.
no.
It's a big. But here's the thing about COVID, man. Like I was stationed in Korea in 2018 till 2019. COVID is fucking SARS. Welcome
It is.
to
It's
welcome to the fucking party. Asia's been dealing with it for the past 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
It finally got here. Suck it the fuck up and go back to work.
Oh shit,
Thank
we
you.
might get fucking dinged on that one, but I agree.
I really don't
100%.
Look it, I mean,
sack.
All those fucking Generation Z faggots out there can go look it up on their fucking Google.
That's right.
If you look up COVID, it
Right.
says SARS-CoV-D. Yes,
And,
it does.
and
Yes, it
what
does.
what does COVID stand for again? It's an acronym for something.
it's a coronavirus.
China
There's no acronym.
originating.
So, I mean, did it come out of a lab?
Vaccine.
Maybe. Did it come out of a lab? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't have that kind of intel. But,
Well, it just really
Viral
makes you
infectious
wonder.
disease.
yeah,
Viral
realistically,
infectious disease.
realistically, like people want to tout like it came out of this fucking Wuhan lab. Whatever, man. I mean, I'll buy into the bullshit enough. But, like, seriously?
No copyright.
No. Yeah, exactly. But seriously, like, it's fucking SARS, and it's a virus. Viruses mutate. They find a way to get from point A to point B. They're organisms that want to live. They don't want to kill their host. They
No,
want
they
to
do not.
live. You know what I'm
That's why-
saying?
That's why when they mutate, they
That's-
become more infectious and
Correct.
less deadly.
Correct.
We were
they don't want
both
to kill
hence
you.
just talking
the new
about
one.
this
They want to
shit.
live just as much as you or I want to live.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
wants to live its natural life cycle, and
Yep.
that's
And
till
reproduce.
it's just
They just want
Yep.
to use you
That's it.
as the fucking surrogate mother to transfer their babies. That's
Yes.
it. That's all they
Very
want to do.
few viruses actually want to kill the host because
Other than
you wanna
Ebola.
die, you know. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ebola.
Ebola's just
boy.
pissed off.
Ebola, if you want to talk about something that might have been manufactured, that might be the one.
Are you serious? Well, hasn't it been around for like 100 years?
It's been off and on, but Ebola is really, really unique. Ebola does not care. Ebola basically sacrifices itself to kill you, which is weird. Weird fucking virus. COVID doesn't do that. COVID will kill you if you've got a pre-existing condition. It's going to get you.
Right.
But guess what? If you're fucking got a pre-existing condition like pneumonia and you come down with the flu, you're going to fucking die. 99% of the time, you're going to fucking die. That's why they come out with a new flu vaccine every year because it constantly mutates. I don't buy into COVID
I
bullshit.
think that's what
COVID's
happened
a
to
fucking
me.
I think COVID's a big fucking box of shit, honestly.
It
No,
is.
no,
Chinese have been dealing with it. The Koreans have been dealing with it. The whole time I was in Korea, man, before COVID was even a thing in the U.S., we would go out in town. We wouldn't be wearing shit for masks. But all those Koreans, all masked up, man. They are not fucking around because they don't want to get
COVID,
SARS.
wa-
Conspiracy theory.
COVID was created for one purpose and one purpose only, and it was created, and it's got to get out. It's money, to make money. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Because look how much money it made for Pfizer, Moderna, all of them. Look how famous
because
Dr. Fauci is now.
Fictitious vaccine.
You can't tell me that the clothing industry wasn't in on it. Masks are now $1 billion fucking item. You know, like Amazon, and all these mailbox stores made so much money after the shutdowns of the mom and pop shops. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, the one percenters organized this. This is one of my conspiracy theories. Everyone, total conspiracy theory.
I'm a big.
I'm right.
But the
on
one
line with
percenters
it.
organized this because look how much money all these big business, all these things made. You know, has anyone of us even heard of Dr. Fauci before this shit really went on? I'd never really had, but he'd been around apparently since the '80s dealing with AIDS. You know, which he totally buffed that up. You know, which maybe we'll get into another one of those days. But you know that, like,
You might be too young, Scoob, but
maybe a little bit.
Fred and I think
I'm
we're
too young
old
for
enough
most
to.
things.
We're the old dogs in the room.
But I remember when the AIDS fucking pandemic fucking hit, dude, and you remember like all the scare and the hate
Dude,
tactics on fags
honestly,
and shit.
I
I say
do remember
fags.
AIDS came out.
I love gay people. Most of the ones I know like to be called fags, so I'm going to keep on using that
I got no problem with people.
adjective.
But I remember when
I had no problem with any
the
words.
AIDS epidemic came out, man, and people were freaking the fuck out. Can I get it from?
Yeah.
Can I? Oh my god, a mosquito landed on me. I'm gonna get AIDS. You know, they were so freaked the fuck out. Worse
Yeah.
than COVID. Worse than COVID.
One of the things Fauci was saying was like you can get it from contact. Like you get off a box of cereal.
Yeah.
You know, like if someone with AIDS grabs a box of cereal and puts it back, and you touch that same box of cereal, you'll catch it.
And it was the exact same thing with COVID, dude. Remember
Right.
they were like, "Oh, it could live on surfaces for up to 36 hours." And
you know what's awesome about what you're saying right now? This is one of those things where people don't learn history, and
it repeats itself.
They allow history to repeat itself over
Dude.
and over and over. And
You know,
you know what's
that's-
fucked up about it? It's within our lifetime. That's how stupid we're allowing our people to become.
No charge for that information.
Because of
folks.
this,
right
again,
here on
they are
Back to
fucking
You.
stupid. They're fucking stupid. You know why? Because they don't take the time to read actual literature that was written during those time periods to fucking validate what they're fucking pulling up on this shithole. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then they got all these teachers and stuff
And
confirming.
if
Oh
you're
yeah, no,
not-
this is
you know what?
this is
You're
right.
actually
This is all you need to
fucking
listen
starting
to.
do away with fucking libraries.
Oh,
So libraries are becoming less and less and less. So the
Yeah.
books that were written during those times. Hey, show me where you can buy an Encyclopedia Britannica.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.